I really don't know how I want to start off with this video, but like the title of the video says, creator burnout. It is a real thing. And I don't have the answer to overcome it. I know some of the challenges that I have faced, and I know some of the challenges that some of my friends that were creators on YouTube that have left have faced. And maybe something to think about and something to kind of just be aware of on your journey into YouTube. And, the first person that comes to mind for me is going to be Titus from a channel called The Search for Awesome.
This isn't exactly easy to talk about. And I kind of thought about saying nothing and disappearing into the abyss. But for those of you who followed me for a while, I thought I should just kind of lift back the curtain and let you know what's going on in my mind when it comes to the search for awesome right now.
Great video production quality. Did a lot of product reviews, and he got burned out and he left and didn't know how long he was going to be gone. And he's been gone for over 2 years now. And I tried reaching out to him. I sent him give him a phone call. Didn't hear back from him. I don't know if that's still his same cell phone number or not, but I didn't hear back from him. Maybe he just doesn't want to do anything with YouTube anymore, period. End of story. Could be the case. But you see all these videos and you think that they're clickbait when you see these creators talk about, I'm going to take a break from YouTube. I'm going to walk away for a while. Don't know how long the hiatus is going to be. It may be short term, it may be long term. Or you see video creators that absolutely just quit. They put up, say, I'm done. And they quit YouTube. And YouTube, as fun as it can be, it can also turn into what feels like a job at times. And when you think of all the YouTubers that are out there, the majority of them are not full-time content creators, i.e. meaning that they get or derive all their income from their YouTube channel. It is this supplemental income for the 90% of us. And I'm not complaining about the income from YouTube, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that we all have jobs and careers. We have families. We have kids. We have sporting events for kids and all these different family things that keep us busy. We've got jobs. If you're self-employed, then you have employees that you have to deal with and keeping the lights on and all that and trying to come up with creative ideas. And a lot of people will just say, well, you're just going through a little phase. You're going through a phase of you run out of creative ideas. And I'll give that some credence. I'll say, okay, that does happen every once in a while where you just kind of run out of ideas of what you want to create. Now, this channel here is based on product reviews. And, there's been a lot of dirt going on regarding sponsor with the whole Insta360 thing. And is it a sponsored video? Is it not a sponsored video? What are YouTube's proper terms of service regarding sponsorships? What does the FTC say about sponsorships? You've got iPhonedo that made his video. You got Jeff and Dobie that made his video. And, Insta360, just to make something clear, and that's kind of off the point here of creative burnout, but Insta360, they've never paid me to do a video. I've never had a paid sponsorship with Insta360 or with any of these companies. I mean, the only paid sponsorship that I've had is through Artlist and through Skillshare, and that's it. Have they sent me products before? All these other companies? Yes, they've sent me products. And I review the products. And per the FTC, I guess it comes straight down to if you receive a product that has value, doesn't matter if it's wireless audio microphone set that is $89. It's still something of value. And if you get something of value and you create a video around that exchange, it has to be designated as a sponsorship. I have claimed those in my videos to say, Company XYZ has sent me this item in exchange for product review. They didn't pay me for this review. They don't tell me what to say. They don't get to see this video before it's released. They have no input at all, and I'm allowed to give my honest opinion. And that's what I do every single time. But then we sit here and we talk about creative burnout. And have I suffered it? Yeah. I would probably venture to say that the majority of people out there suffer creative burnout at one time or another, to one degree or another. Have I ever thought about leaving this channel and just saying, I'm done with YouTube? No. Have I thought that maybe I just need a little break? Yeah. I've definitely thought that a couple of times, probably more than a couple of times. But I really enjoy this YouTube journey. There's people out there that have quit for whatever reason. Either they wanted or expected their channel to be in a certain position by a certain time. And if they didn't get to that position, they didn't get to 1,000 subscribers within a 2-year time limit, or they didn't get to 10,000 or 100,000 or 1,000,000 subscribers, whatever the number is, then they just give up. And I think that if you get into YouTube with the mindset and the goal set of, I'm going to do this for a year, I'm going to get 100,000 subscribers, or I'm quitting. You've already set yourself up for complete failure, because it's okay to have that end goal of what you want to do. But you have to realize that YouTube is such a strange animal. Are there some people out there that have created a channel, put out only maybe 5 videos, and they've got 200,000 subscribers? Yes, that happens. Not very often. Not very often. The burnout for me is, and I'll just give you my example. I've turned more into a consumer than a creator on YouTube. Now, you may wonder, well, Andre, what the hell are you talking about? As a creator, you want to research products. And I love checking out other reviewers' reviews on certain products, just to get, number one, a sense of style, maybe some basic information about a product. And then I've got to do my testing, or I see how they've done something and I want to incorporate my testing around that. And that's all good, to do some good research. Because if you're doing product reviews, you have to be authentic to your audience. And your audience looks at you and says, can I, number one, trust you for your opinion? Or are you too a shill and you're just trying to sell? And I want to give you an honest breakdown of any product. The channel started with action cameras. But I want to circle back to, and there's a reason why I mentioned being a consumer. So I found myself as of late that when I watch YouTube, I end up, because I'm subscribed to so many channels in different genres, so from documentary filmmaking, which is what I love doing as a side passion project, tech gear, camera gear, lenses. I mean, I've got probably 800-900 channels that I'm subscribed to. And then all of a sudden you get to a point to where you spend the majority of your free time. And in my case, it could only be maybe 2 hours in one day, or it could be that I'm lucky and I've got 7 hours of free time that I don't have all these different, I was going to say requirements, but all these different duties that I have to perform in family or career life. And I've got 7 hours of free time. And after about 5 hours, I'll sit there and go, whoa, I've just spent the last 5 hours consuming other people's content. And not that there's anything wrong with that, because YouTube is a great source of inspiration to learn stuff. If you need to learn how to fix your sink, replace a garbage disposal, basic stuff, car repairs. I mean, I've looked at YouTube videos for car repairs before when I've come across a problem. And YouTube is like an encyclopedia of all this information that's out there. And I got into a point of information overload. So I had to look at all the channels that I was subscribed to. And I had to look at which ones benefit me, which ones, I mean, do I like the person, the content creator, because they've got a great personality. And that's a lot. And some people might say that I don't have a good personality, and that's okay. I'm at an age where what you see with me is what you get. I always tell it like it is. I've got nothing to hide. I'm always genuine in all of my reviews. As you can see, I've done no jump cuts in this video. This is kind of like beginning to end, and it's kind of a rant, but maybe also a little bit therapeutic from the standpoint that when you consume so much consume so much content from other people, you kind of get to a point to where your consuming level is getting so high and your production level has dropped so low. And I don't mean just production like a studio production. I'm just talking about you producing content, hitting record on the camera and starting to record content. And it's not like I don't have a lot of products that I can review. A lot of them I've purchased here lately. Circling back to this whole sponsorship debacle, and I'll call it a debacle. I mean, first it was it Logan Paul showing the dead guy out in the forest? And that was the adcopalypse. And then there was another situation with YouTube. And then everybody became very cautious on what they were doing, how they were doing it. And then now we have this whole sponsorship thing. And for those that don't like Insta360, don't like them. I personally like their products. I think that they're very good products. But then again, I've never been a paid sponsor. I've never had to create a commercial for Insta360. I've never had to create a commercial for GoPro. Well, that makes it real easy because GoPro's never sent me anything. So all the GoPros that I have, I'll purchase out of my own pocket. But I've gotten a lot of stuff from different companies that I think that are very good. And just because I got it for free doesn't mean that I'm entitled or I feel obligated to that company to give them a good review. I mean, SJ Cam was a very good company. They sent me a lot of products early on, and their products started suffering. And when I really started calling it out, what did SJ Cam do? They just stopped sending me products. Okay, well, I'm sorry. But it is what it is, because there's some of you out there that look to see, hey, is this next product from SJ Cam, is it actually worth it? Is it worth the money that they're charging? I've called out Akaso. Akaso used to send me a lot of products. I called out the Akaso for changing the internals on the V50X and how crappy of a camera that is now compared to the original V50X. Akaso doesn't send me anything. But you know what? That's okay. That's okay. Whenever that they get back on their ethics train and realize that not everything is going to be perfect. An iPhone 14 Pro Max is not perfect. This microphone set is not perfect. Whatever it is, there's nothing that's perfect out there. But I try to balance it out with, is it worth your money, the money that they're asking versus performance? And here we are. talking about creator burnout. And like I said, this could be a little bit of a therapy session. So Maybe this is what this has turned into. But I can tell you that even after all the turmoil and me wanting to take a break from YouTube, and I've still got all these creative juices flowing of what I want to do. I've got 4 film projects I've got to do between next week, the end of May, going through July. And I'm very grateful that I'm busy with those film projects. I'm also very grateful for each and every one of you that has stuck around, that has decided to subscribe to this channel. If there's anything that I want to tell any one of you that's watching, excuse me, is that if you're a content creator, or you create anything on YouTube, do it because you love it. You know, there's that old saying that if you do something that you love, the money will come. Do what you love. Be authentic to yourself and realize that you don't have to keep a schedule with YouTube. YouTube is not your boss per se, to where you have a boss that's saying you have to produce this type of content this much, this many times a week. I used to produce videos, put videos up on YouTube 4, 5, 6 a week. It was crazy. Now I'm down to like 1 a week, maybe 1 every 10 days. It's whatever feels comfortable for me. I do have a timeline on a product that is getting released June the 11th, I believe. So I do have a timeline that I've got to fulfill that, but my plan is to do that within the next 2 weeks, have it done. And that way it's just queued, ready to go, scheduled, and then got that monkey off my back, so to speak. And that's not a paid sponsorship, but it's something that is a new product that's being released. They asked for some input. I gave them input on it. And I talk about the good and the bad about this product. And I don't know. The majority of my videos have never been scripted out. I have a plan sort of in mind, and I kind of just go off the cuff. And sometimes I've got to repeat a line 2, 3, 4, 8 times to get it the way that I want. But I have fun with YouTube. It's still fun for me. It's just changed a little bit. And I don't know if it's just age or a phase or what it is. But if you're a content creator on YouTube and you're suffering a little bit of creator burnout, I will tell you this. I can't tell you not to quit YouTube, but I would say before you make such a drastic choice about thinking about quitting YouTube, think about what's most important in your life, how does YouTube fit in, and what time can you commit to YouTube? Because if you have an audience that's willing to watch your videos because they like who you are, they like what you stand for, whatever the type of videos that you make, but they like you as a person, they'll work around your schedule. You don't have to produce 3 videos a week or 4 or 5 or do daily vlogs. You don't have to do that unless that's something that you like to do because you've got the spare time. And if you've got the spare time, I am super envious because, I've got a 37-year-old daughter and I've got a 13-year-old daughter. And 13-year-old keeps me so unbelievably busy. Her schedule actually stresses me out between honors band, volleyball, basketball, and school, and then volleyball, basketball club, and all these different clinics. And it's just, her schedule stresses me out. So I'm like, if she can do it and she does it with a smile on her face because she loves staying busy, then I really don't have any room to complain. So, am I leaving YouTube? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I've got too much time invested into it. I've got way too much money invested into it. But most importantly, besides the time and money that's been invested, I actually enjoy creating videos for YouTube, because my entire goal from the first video to this one is, if I can reach one person and help them in any way, then it's fulfilling to me. So if I can help you save $1, make you avoid a product, or say this product is actually really good, then I think I've done my job. And I've always been authentic to myself. And this is probably the second most authentic I've been with you guys. Spam caller. I don't know why spam has been like crazy here lately. But I've always been authentic with you guys. This is probably the second most authentic video that is just straight off the cuff. There is no script. There is nothing written on a piece of paper where I want to try to keep this on track and concise. It's all over the place, and it just is what it is. And that's what happens when you're faced with a dilemma, and it's a little bit of therapy, but hopefully somebody out there can get something out of it. The only other video I can think of that was sincerely authentic was the video I did of my mother passing. That was devastating. And I don't know if that has something to do with the change in my perception of scheduling for creating content, because even though it's been 2.5 years, well, it's approaching 2.5 years that she's passed away, I still deal with the heartache of it. And I'm about to turn 60, and I still miss my mother. So, it's not about my mom. She's a great woman. She was a great woman, and I thank my lucky stars that she was my mom, because she taught me values in life that were great, and she was a great person to me and loved me unconditionally. So I say to you out there that is watching this, if you're a content creator and you're a little bit burned out, do what you got to do for you and your mental health. But don't give up, because you have touched someone. And I don't care if your channel only has 38 subscribers or 380,000 subscribers. There's somebody that you've touched. Somebody that, rather than watching TV in some TV show or listening to a podcast or whatever the case is, they chose to watch you. And that's a big deal. If your video only gets 100 views, it's 100 people that watched you. And maybe only one person out of that 100 enjoyed your video. But that's one person that you touched. And don't give up. Don't give up. Don't call it quits. Do what you got to do. Scheduling wise to make it comfortable to where it fits into your life perfectly. Don't set crazy goals for yourself for YouTube. I mean, it's okay to set goals. Don't get me wrong. And I mean, in my previous career, not that I was a motivational speaker, but I guess in a certain way I was, to push people to sell. Having goals is good. Having unrealistic goals is not, because the only person that's going to get disappointed is you. So anyway, long video. I don't even know how long. I can't see the monitor. Longer video than what I wanted to do, but I wanted to talk about creator burnout and at least how it affected me when I became too much of a consumer and not enough of a creator. and reevaluate the time that you spend online. How much time you spend watching Twitter or X or Instagram or TikTok. I don't do TikTok. I'm not into that. But evaluate how much time that you spend consuming stuff that doesn't get you anywhere. So that's why my subscription list has went from hundreds to just about, I think I've got 20 or 22. I just went through them just a while ago. Just make sure that these are the channels I want to stick with, because these are the ones that I get the most value out of. But don't give up. You're a content creator. Stick with it. Stick with it. Find a schedule. If it's just one video every 2 weeks, do that. Look at CoffeeZilla. He puts up one video, could be 2 months. Look at Captain Disillusion. I think that's the name of the channel. He puts up like one video every 2-3 months. He's got millions of subscribers. They cannot wait for him to put up his next video. But he puts up a long, very detailed, concise video. Anyway. So I'm going to end on this note. If you have family that's still around, mom, dad, brothers, sisters, uncles, aunts, reach out, especially parents, because no matter how old that you get, they still want to hear from you. They do still want to hear from you. And if they're close enough, go see them. And I'll leave another note for you. And you're probably thinking this has nothing to do with content creator burnout. Philip Bloom put up a very touching video of his father, because his father recently passed away. And throughout all the years that I've been shooting video, and we're talking years, I didn't get that much of my mother. And I wish that I did. So, family still around? Take some video of them, because nothing will be more important than to have something to look back on, to where your family can tell you about their lives and about you when you were a little baby. And make some videos of yourself for your children, because you don't know what's going to happen to you. And you can leave them some nice parting messages or just some family videos, but leave those. Make those videos. Those are the important ones. And, I talk about gear acquisition syndrome. Gear means nothing. You can shoot on your iPhone. You can shoot on an old camcorder. Shoot the moment. Don't worry about what you're shooting it with. Shoot the moment. Make the memory. Yeah, that's the parting words I want to leave you with. Shoot the moment. Make the memory. Be good and be kind to one another. Biggest thing ever. The universe and karma will thank you. And from me, to each and every one of you that have watched this video, I thank you, because you've spent too much time probably watching this video, consuming this content. But I thank you. I sincerely thank you. And I wish you all well. And to the next product review on this channel, and different videos on my other channels. Bye. Be good to one another.